Now to the top 6 guys. You tell me which of these 6 you want Goff ahead of. Jayden, your guy? You're trying to steal him from Brew. You can't say ahead of Jayden. Threw a Hail Mary, won a game. Matt Stafford finally got some guys healthy out here cooking. I know it was on Thursday night. Everybody forgot about it. The Rams are right there. And then C.J. Stroud, again, his receivers are dropping, man.
Yeah.
We found out today Diggs torn ACL. That's devastating for him, by the way. Remember they ripped his contract up as a free agent?
Yeah.
Nico Collins not back yet. Row 2 stays the exact same. Lamar and Josh Allen.
All right. You see how we skipped over Jayden Daniels just a little bit? Not a lot of rates. He goes up. Caleb drops down, and now a couple rows behind. And just last week, I think Caleb was above Jayden Daniels, if memory serves me correctly, because I think Jayden went down and Caleb went up. But listen, I'm going to make the argument, because again, I'm focusing on this year, and I know it's a rich tapestry, but listen, when you're a rookie quarterback, all you do is have to go off this year, right? That's all you got. I'm going to make the argument that you can argue that Jayden Daniels is too low right now. And again, I don't love to just use stats, but in this type of context, it's a little bit harder not to. But considering what Jayden Daniels has with the Washington Commanders relative to what Lamar and Allen have, and obviously their experience, and Stafford and Stroud, since they're kind of on that same row right now, it's just absolutely remarkable what Jayden Daniels is doing. I mean, he is right now top 3. He's behind just Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow in offensive rating. I mean, it's remarkable. And if you want to say, oh, well, it's his legs, he's just a running quarterback, for all you people who don't really watch Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders, he's top 3 in just passing alone. In just passing alone, his offensive passer rating, and again, is 81. And I mean, it's the grade from PFF, so not like, their quarterback rating or anything like that. That is insane. He is a rookie, and he is below just Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. Above Herbert, above Stroud, Geno, Brock Purdy, Rodgers, Trevor Lawrence, Cousins, Baker, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jordan Love, like all these guys. I mean, what he's doing is truly special. And like I've said before, here are his legs now just to run. He's 6. So what he's been doing with his legs isn't even what's been making him most special. It's his passing. It's his offense as a whole. I mean, it's just, he's top 2 in completion percentage. I mean, it's just wild. Absolutely wild. Jayden Daniels is so for real. It just can't even be argued, right? Top 5 in yards per attempt, and his touchdowns are a little different because what makes him special is his total touchdowns, and this doesn't have it right now, unfortunately. I don't know why PFF doesn't also have that. It's like their one thing that they're honestly really kind of missing. He's just a big time player. He really is. All the times he's also had to scramble and everything that he's had to do, top in the league in pretty much having to make something out of nothing, right? Look at that. He's number 1 in scrambles, 39. I mean, that's just, it's just wild what he's asked to do, right? And his ability, though, to still also avoid getting hit in ways, right? He's ranked 14th for sacks. So he's at the top for scrambles and only 14th with sacks. That is really, really impressive when you look at it like that. That is really, really, really impressive considering what's been happening to him. I mean, he's 18th in how many times pressure leads to a sack. I mean, that just shows you how elusive he really is. It's just wildly impressive. Again, no matter how much we want to, no matter how we want to slice it. I mean, he's top. He's also, ranked 7th for most dropbacks with pressure. So he is being constantly pressured. He's being constantly pressured. Yet he's able to scramble off and get positive yardage. He's able to avoid sacks and still be top in passing. I mean, do you understand how insane that is? Like, I wish there was better ways, more fancy, fun ways. I wish I could, like, do it in a more, like, fun, infographic way, but I'm limited because I'm just a dude. I don't have a full-on production budget and a team of people. But, I mean, do you understand what I'm saying, how ridiculous it is? Because it's more ridiculous than people realize. That's why I'm like, are you guys listening to me? Are you hearing this? The one graphic that I do have is this. Jayden Daniels is the second quarterback of all time with a 70% completion percentage, 200 passing yards per game, and 50 rushing yards per game over an 8-game span. The only other is Lamar Jackson in his 2023 MVP season, and this dude is doing this as a rookie. Are you listening to me? Do I need to shake you more? I mean, it's just wild. What Jayden Daniels is doing is literally legendary. Legendary. I mean, everything that he's doing right now. He is a rookie. The dude's got 2 interceptions. I mean, it's... Is there a single stat that we could use to make Jayden Daniels look bad somehow? I mean, is there something that we could be like, yeah, well, what about this? What about that? And again, it's not like he's on this stacked team. He doesn't have the roster of, Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions, right? He doesn't have that. He doesn't have this elite top level defense that Patrick Mahomes has, right? He doesn't have a tank of a running back in Derrick Henry. I'm not saying that he's got no one. So again, if you're a Commanders fan, don't think that I'm just trying to rip your team apart. But let's be real here. There is a reason why going into this season that they were not predicted to make the playoffs. I predicted them to make the playoffs, but the vast majority did not. Right? You had Nick Wright saying that Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears are going to the Super Bowl. So what is the difference here for the Commanders outside of coaching, of course, because coaching significantly matters, and that is the biggest leg up that Jayden Daniels has. But you know what? That's a great problem to have. It's just pretty wild when you really are able to like kind of really think about what he's doing and how he's doing it as a rookie. That's what makes this even more special. Is because even if he wasn't a rookie, you would be like, this is great. Great season. Great, first 8 games of the season, right? Great 8-game stretch. You would be able to be like, this is great. But the fact that we add that he's a rookie just makes it so much more special. That's why he's a legitimate MVP candidate. How can you tell me he's not? Who is the MVP candidate over him at this point? He's got the highlight reels. He's got the dominant performances. He's got the Hail Mary. He's got the lack of weapons relative to some of these other guys. Who's the MVP over him right now? I mean, I could see CJ Stroud. I can see Lamar, Allen. I can see Goff because they're so dominant. But to act like Jayden Daniels isn't at the top of that list or the near top, again, it's a harder conversation to have because you really kind of have to go through what you have. I think Goff will be held back because of the weapons that he has. It has been absolutely unstoppable, right? They were able to win. I forget what the final score was, 52 to whatever, and he only threw for like 85 yards. So like that actually hurts Goff's argument at that point because it just shows you how good that team is. Lamar Jackson, people were talking about Derrick Henry being the MVP candidate. Patrick Mahomes at this point is just not playing well enough. I know they keep winning, but it's obviously like, he's having statistically one of his worst seasons. I would think maybe actually his legitimately worst season. So that's a hard, sell. Stroud is absolutely making a lot out of nothing, and he is keeping the Texans afloat, right? That can't be argued against. So, I mean, Jayden has to be up there. Has to. So, it's pretty remarkable what he's been doing. And again, I tried my best to kind of go through some of these numbers to kind of really put it in perspective. And it's wild. it's really, really wild. And so he really does deserve just an insane amount of praise. And in some ways, I think he's still not 100% getting it, because even over these last couple of days, First Things First hasn't really talked a lot about Jayden Daniels. Actually, there was that short little 3-minute clip, and it then leaned more into like kind of Caleb Williams. And then even this mountain, it says, yeah, Jayden Daniels, he goes up row 2. And it's like, whoa, wait a second. When Caleb rised, it was like this big, festival, and Jayden dropped, and it turned into a whole conversation about Jayden Daniels dropping and how he can't stay healthy and he's weak and feeble. That's when Nick said that he's all skinny and weak and the rib injuries, and he goes, I got a rib injury, and I talked to Greg and said, Greg laughed at me, right? That was that whole segment about. What about Jayden Daniels playing through these rib injuries, playing through the toughness, standing in, taking hits, still using his legs, taking hits? Man. The man deserves some praise. Give him his flowers, please. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Jayden Daniels, where he's ranked? Should it be higher? Should it be lower? Do you think it's appropriate? What do you think about some of the numbers I went through? MVP? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.